We are live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody in the Tekken world? We are the Blackest Standing Chronicles. We got Oni Bakuman. We got Toonie Toon down here around somewhere. And Sparky Jackson. And sorry for the delay. We've been doing stuff, doing things, playing games. And now we're back. Now we're back to wreak havoc and to talk about this weird game that we're playing called Tekken that doesn't make any sense, that makes us angry and frustrated, and sometimes you just need to just take a break. That's all I pretty much got on that front, for the most part. Yeah. So, hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing there, Oni?
Good. I haven't played any Tekken. It's been tight, but I've been waiting for the patch. But I've been watching a shitload of Tekken. It's been pretty cool.
Nice.
I think that's sort of the new sort of path I want to take on it, because right now we know the game is a little bit messed up in its current state, but you know, it is what it is, right? You can't really change it. But it's been fun watching and like kind of seeing how people approach the game. So that's been my thing. What about you, Toonie? I know you got fucking Supreme God of Supreme or whatever.
I did. Got a destruction.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh man, I
I did.
Hell yeah! Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff, brother. That's why you're the ringer. That's why. People don't realize that we got a ringer for a reason. Well, besides Toonie's amazing. Still, we got a ringer. Damn. Come on now. Shit. We'll just be like, yo, Toonie, here, take care of it.
It was like a struggle and a half. Yeah.
I can only imagine, dude. Like, so how long did it take you? Like, how long was the death match?
Like just straight playing. Maybe about like a month. Like after I already had like Tekken King. Like ever since I got Tekken King and like Tekken Emperor, I think I played for like just like a straight month of just ranked, and yeah, eventually I got it. Took way shorter time than Tekken got Omega, which I feel like was harder to get in all honesty. But
yeah, you know,
yeah,
I was talking to Toonie before the podcast starting, and I want your opinion there, Mr. David. Do you think right now with what's going on with Tekken, how basically it feels like in ranked, all you have to do is just play a bunch. Just play a bunch and you'll somehow, some way get to the rank that you need. And there's really no like real barrier to getting to like a Tekken God and things like that.
He's trying to say you did nothing. That's what he's trying to say.
I didn't do anything.
That's what Mark is trying to say, man. What a motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
No, but for
it definitely didn't take as much effort, I feel like.
Well, that's what I mean. Is that like, so I should ask this to me, is that like why is that? Do you think, you know, like why do you think that is? In terms of like just,
I think one, it is like a fresh new game. People are still trying to get used to things, but it's also ranked inflation right now is like really weird, because like the system benefits a lot of players in a lot of ways, but in minor ways it also is unforgiving. Like I told you, Mark, losing to people that are like 2 ranks higher than you lose a lot of points for some reason. For losing against someone who's 2 ranks higher than you, that just doesn't make any sense. But you know, winning against people that are 2 ranks higher than you, you don't get as much points unless you're like a rank away. That's it. But like 2 ranks away, that's you're not gonna get as much points as you do winning against them versus losing against them, right?
yeah,
Which is really weird. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't really like that, but at the same time, there's the other benefactors, because like there are people that are literally getting carried to their high ranks. I'm sorry to say, I've played so many Tekken God Supremes where I'm like, Like I think in Tekken 7 you probably be rank around like at most a Yakuza or something, or like
Yeah.
a Ryujin in Tekken 7. You know, like the end of blue ranks. So I don't know how you got there, but here you are. Congratulations. Like like I'll give you
That,
your bag for it, but
yeah.
it's Tekken, and I'm not expecting. I wasn't expecting them to like come out of the blue or like just come out the woodworks with unforgiving rank system like they did in Tekken 7. You know, like
Yeah.
with the whole 3 orb system. Like I think that's like that is the most unforgiving system. But at the same time, when you did achieve that rank with the 3 orb system. Like when you got Tekken got Omega, like you felt really good,
Yeah.
really good. Like you really earned it, you know. But like in this game, at the high ranks when you do demote, they don't quite set you at the like point of like next game is a promotion. Not quite yet, but they don't send you like all the way back to the fucking Stone Age. Like
Yeah.
they put you like about like a quarter way at the end, kind of. You know?
Okay.
So, like you kind of have to win like let's say like your Tekken God or like Tekken God Supreme. If you got demoted from Tekken God Supreme, they probably you'd probably have to play about maybe like you probably have to win about 4 or 3 games to get back to Tekken God Supreme. But it is what it is, and I know Tekken Emperor and stuff like that. Like the next rank that you demote to, like the next match is immediately a promotion match. So I also think that's also playing a big benefactor and why people are able to stay at the ranks that they are and stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the way I see it.
That's interesting because it feels like for me in terms of like how like I'm like brother I was talking to David about how I mega tilted yesterday. It was not fun, brother. I was hurting, like my soul was hurting after that because like it's one of those things right where like I know I'm not playing my character the right way. I know that. I understand. I should be doing stuff that everybody else does, but I'm not that kind of player.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm just an anarchist and I just like and I just like punishment because why don't I just wall running 3Q everybody? Literally, why don't I just do that? But I'm thinking to myself like, okay, if I do that, then in about the next patch they're gonna fix wall running 3Q, and then no one's gonna play the game. So why? Okay, go.
Well, I mean, just whatever, just do it. Like it's okay. like clearly right now the game is in like a no fucks sort of given state, right?
Yeah,
so you
exactly.
may as well just
Yeah, I've
Just
been
do it.
spamming the shit out of 442.
Yeah.
And I hate that move. Like
Yeah.
I don't like using it, but like
Yep.
you gotta do what you gotta do to win, and
That's
it's
how
sad.
I feel about
It's very brain dead.
And like I got setups, I got mix-ups, not setups, I got set plays, like I got all the stuff that I need to just make people annoyed. But I should just start using wall running 3Q like a normal thing.
Well, you gotta use I mean, like that's how it always was. Like I remember I would talk to Jim about how he would talk about very highly of Jop. Jop was a really old school player, really, really amazing tag one, and he played lots of games, whatever, right? But he would just pick like a character and he would find the cheap shit, and he would really be good at using that cheap shit to the point where like they would just like it would feel like the devs were watching this guy, and whenever he picked something, whether it was Mortal Kombat, didn't matter, but Tekken or whatever, that he would just pick something up and it would get fucked up afterwards, right?
Yep.
So like, and that's really the old school mentality. It's like, here's the games, here's the rules, right? That's like, imagine if you're playing chess, right? And you're like, I'm not gonna use the queen, fuck that bitch is cheap. Like, could you imagine that? Like, that's like, you have Azucena, which is the queen, let's just say in this case, right? You may as well go across the board and just knock some pieces out, right?
Yeah, you're right.
We get mad at that sort of shit, but at the end of the day, it's just a game, and like these are the rules of the game, and we know that it's going to take like a year or two, however long it's going to take to get into like a reasonable state. And the thing that really is jarring is that we went from a game that had like 9 years, 8 years, 7 years development, right? And the jarring experience of going from like something that's been like really polished to like, holy shit, it's like fucked up again.
Yeah.
It's rough. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's like what, and I was actually watching an Anakin video today. He was talking about how like the title was like, why do like worse people beat me or something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how like a lot of it has to do with like your timing, right? It's all a timing sort of based thing where like if you give them opportunity, right? They can throw some shit out there, and if you prevent them from getting that ability to go in and like do their thing, you on average, because defense is like gonna lose in the long run, right? Like you can't block everything, you will get hit. Like taking advantage of that like offense and like going in there and taking the timing is a lot more effective in this game, and we've been conditioned to do the complete opposite this whole time, right?
That's exactly true.
Yeah.
That is exactly true.
I trust him. He's actually good at the game, not like I'm not. So,
Yeah. And that is probably the one thing that I have to rewire after 7 years of playing Tekken 7, or 8 years of playing Tekken 7, is right now the game does not cater to, oh hey, playing small Tekken or playing like jab, pokey, sidestep Tekken. It's more about what's my big move, how do I get in my big move, and then how do I run my action. And I mean, yeah, I can snipe mother truckers doing run up jab with my down back 1+2. I can do that all day. That's great. But like, that's not gonna get me anywhere near closer to where I want to be at. You know what I mean? Like I can snipe, but like that's not gonna help me in the long run. The long run is where I need to. For me, I feel like I need to, fix my combo routes and fix like, oh hey, using my heat dash the correct way. Like that kind of stuff. Like the things that are a part of the game, a part of the Tekken 8 now. So it's just a learning curve. You know what I mean? It is.
And we are trying to like also we're still trying to get used to like the newer like meta of the game, kind of. So, like or like lack of a better term, like game plan, like because I know like we all know that each character has their separate game plans, but like if we're talking about the general game plan, like it's like be aggressive, like overwhelm your opponents to the point where they can't defend anymore, and chip them out if you can, or just don't let your opponent swing back. That's basically the name of the game right now. And like after watching like a duelist the duelist video and the main man video on like why they don't go for perfect electrics anymore,
saw that one
I understand. Yeah, I understand now. Like like they don't go for perfect electrics anymore because it's simply just not worth it. Like the outcome of you missing the perfect electric, you lose a significant amount of damage for it. Plus, you lose the Oki.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And the wall is the real thing.
The wall is the real, like where Kazuya really thrives and stuff like that. Like once he gets you to the wall, like that's pretty much it. It's like Brian, pretty much.
Interesting.
Like but yeah, like general game plans change like that. Like I still go for perfect electric because I like it. It's fun. It's fun to do. I like I don't know. I don't mind those odds. But like at the same time, like I understand why they don't go for little stuff like that. Like in Tekken 7, if you asked me, perfect electric was worth it to go for every time, because even if you didn't go, or even if you didn't hit the perfect electric, you still get a mini combo out of it, and it still did a good amount of damage, and you still get the Oki as well when you do lose it. But in this game, you don't get any of that unless you have like super duper high execution to execute a combo where you can get the combo after you miss the perfect electric, but that's like now you're just putting more of a workload on yourself. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little like I don't mind it not being necessarily great. Like it is a pop off really more than anything, but in 7,
Oh, yeah.
dude, you would just cook. And that was why I got so good at it like at that point, cuz it was like, okay, this is my staple, and I still keep it that way. I mean, if you're able to do it like, you know, like on command, just like that or whatever, right? That's a big deal. But really, okay, let's see. What are your options, right? You do the, let's say you fail it. I basically do back 2-2, 1+2. That's 59 damage. That's not terrible. That's not like, but you lose the wall, and if you look, this is the reset position. You can't really run in for Oki or anything like that. So, yeah, really, it's better to, what was he? I think the one that he was doing was something like that, and then like something to that effect. I don't know. Oh yeah, you guys can't see what I'm doing, can you?
No, I see it on the stream.
Oh yeah.
But like you could also do electric back 2-4, but you have to dash in to get the down forward 1-2. It's pretty tricky to do, but like then again, or like again, it's you're adding more of a workload to yourself for missing that perfect electric.
Yeah,
you know,
and you get what 69 damage out of that.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
It's really not that worth it, if you ask me. And it's the same thing with like the the forward spike into the ground into forward. You want the Oki, like you care a lot about the Oki, and especially in this game where so many things hit grounded. Like it's not even funny. Like I've been hit on the ground by a fucking wall running 3 when I'm trying to get up, and it just hits grounded. Yeah. Like, I don't know. A lot more things just hit grounded in this game. You could tell that the devs did that on purpose because they want this game to be more based around Oki. You know, Oki and aggression. Yeah. They're not doing the damage thing anymore. Like, they clearly, that was their thing in Tekken 7. It was damage. Oki didn't really matter that much in Tekken 7. It was more about damage. That's why I came to a theory that they got rid of that. You guys remember in Tekken 7 where like before new tactics came out, they fixed the tech roll system.
Yes.
So yeah, because people used to be able to get your back at the wall during certain combos. I feel like that was because they don't want it to be Oki based. They wanted it to be damage based.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my theory. Because like we used to have a running 3 setup with Bob at the wall, where you would do your combo, get them to tech roll, and if you did a running 3 frame perfect, they would be block stun, and their back would be turned around. You'd be behind them, and it's it's fucking GG. You could do the 10-hit combo if you wanted.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with Kazuya too. He like if he had you on a certain angle, like on the side, he could do down forward 1-4 into dick jab, jump over you, and then you're forced to stand up, and then he gets 1-2-4-3 to your back. Yep. Like that's all.
Jeez.
But
and that's a combo. That's a straight combo damage.
That is the straight combo. But that was Oki, right? Well, like, that was Oki. That stuff didn't matter in Tekken 7. In this game, it matters a lot more. You could clearly tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, if the main man isn't going for perfect electric, that's like a big fucking deal. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, he's not going for it. Or, I mean, he does, but like, but I mean, but I know for your set play, like, if you're like really trying to fuck someone up, you're probably not going for it, you know?
Nah, not most of the time. Like, I'll do it. Like, I'll try it like maybe like 2 or 3 times. If I don't get it, then I'll probably just stick to normal stuff if it's getting me killed, but like otherwise I'm still gonna try it regardless.
Yep. Oki didn't matter in Tekken 7 too much because you could punish get up options if you could block them. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
All the wake up kicks and stuff. Those are all like safe now, even lows.
Even lows. It's crazy.
That's still fucking up.
that's my theory on like Tekken 7 compared to Tekken 8. I think Tekken 7 is definitely a more damage-based game, and why Perfect Electric is a lot more worth it to go for in Tekken 7, because you could like kill your opponent in like two or in after the Perfect Electric combo, you can kill your opponent in one more guess.
Yeah.
Hell Sleep
Yeah.
or the forward 4-3, or you just
That
a
is-
forward 4 in general.
Yep. It's yeah, so it's, I guess a lot of it is growing pains of people just not knowing what the goal of the devs are, really.
Mhm.
It would be
Yeah,
kind of
that-
nice if they came out and just sort of like broke it down for all of us, right? Just be like, this was the reason we thought of this. And they've been doing that in patch notes and whatnot, but just the overall design philosophy of the game is, they say aggression, but like, you know, what does that mean, right? It's literally, what does
Exactly.
that mean, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if they don't kind of give us the roadmap, how can we kind of make the decisions better for us in terms of playing the game?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And but also I think another big thing is that this game is very casual friendly, which is fine, which I'm totally
Mhm.
about. But I think what's going to happen is, like, after a while, obviously, the casual side's gonna walk away, because once you get to a specific type of play style or rank or whatever, then it stops being fun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then when it stops being fun, why play it? So, you know, I'm curious about the next. You know, I'm curious about after Evo. After I'm curious,
Yeah.
Evo Japan, and then Evo, like another in about 2 months afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm wondering if the consensus is still, man, Tekken 8's really fun. It's a really fun game, or if it's okay. Well, you know, this game is kind of fun, but like, you know, there's maybe 5,000 people that really are grinding hardcore with the game. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's gonna be an interesting next 3 months, I think, for
Well,
Tekken 8.
You gotta remember, like, a lot of the casuals have no idea any of this shit's happening.
Oh, of
Like,
course.
like
Yeah.
legit. Like, I think it was either in a VDX video or it was in some podcast. I don't remember the context, but let's just say it was in a VDX video. That people that, like, you know how there were like other streamers that all jumped on the wagon and started doing the Say Jam thing, and you know they're obviously very new to the series. Like, they don't know what's going on, right? Like, they were like, oh, we see all this like fucked up hate for the game. Like, should we still be happy with the game? So, like, on some level, like, this is a problem for like the 0.005% of us that, you know,
Yeah.
go hard, right?
That go hard. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day, you know, people are having fun with it. That's
Yes.
for sure. Like, I
and
personally am taking a break, but that's just me, right? I'm not the fucking catered audience here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I'm
That-
still
that-
like
that-
having fun just because of the fact that like it's Tekken. I like it. It's
Yeah.
I'm always gonna play it, you know. But the thing that really like grinds my gears a lot is Bamco right now with these options of like not making Eddie available like in the replays and stuff. Like, I think that's really fucking scummy. Like, I don't condone that shit. I don't think that's a good idea. I think there should be like I get you don't want the player to play as Eddie, but I'm like there should be a middle line to this shit. You know, there should be a middle line. Like, okay, yeah, you can't fucking play Eddie in practice mode. Okay, I get it. Or you can't fucking like you can't play Eddie if you don't like have the character, right? I understand I understand that, but like replays, that's a different story, man. Like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do with 9 seconds to fucking for controlling Eddie? What the fuck am I gonna do?
That's really
Thank
true.
you, Real
And-
Komodo, for the raid. Sorry to interrupt you guys. Thanks,
Yeah.
dude.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Rokomoto.
Thank you.
What up? Also, Riki, thanks for the sub earlier. I didn't want to
No, it's-
talk over everyone, but thanks, guys. Too kind. Hope you had a good stream. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because like, really, it should be fostering a it's right now the balance will be fixed. The system is going to be changed over time. That's I really don't care about that too much. But it's the weird business practices. Like you said, that replay thing. If you're like, wow, I got my slice of the pie from playing Eddie in the replay, and you're like, oh, dude, now I don't even need to spend the money on it. Like, that money was never there, right? You know, that was like,
not
really,
exactly.
yeah.
No way.
Oh, see, and then yeah, exactly. So you can play against people with Eddie, and it's funny because you can literally circumvent this problem by literally just opening
playing
matches.
another player.
Yeah, and just playing
another player.
And just be like, oh, what's that? And then they're like, stop, and they're like, can I try to punish that? So like, it's not like they're really stopping anything here. It's really weird.
It's like also like I don't mind the battle pass and the Tekken shop being like, you know, there or whatever, but like the fact that the battle pass and shit are like really bad, and they're trying to get rid of modders.
That was my last thought too.
That's a major red flag, because I'm like, so you guys are gonna turn on your modding community, who arguably carried your fucking sorry ass game, your sorry ass minimum budget Tekken 7 game for fucking 8 or 7 years, and you guys are gonna punish them for for carrying your sorry ass game. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
That is
Get the fuck out of here. You guys are so stupid.
Yeah, it's
so stupid.
It's a slap in the face, to be honest. And it's like, you gotta understand, it's not easy making this shit, right? Like, it's it's a matter of quality. Like, some of these mods are amazing, dude. Like, it's just crazy how much like details in them. And then they're like, here's Law in a fucking yellow suit, and it's like, okay. Like, we've seen this dude for years, and he was free and all this stuff. And there was modders showing like evidence of like, oh, this is literally just taking the asset and like enlarged the thing itself, like recycling them. So it's like, it's just a matter of like, and I know they want to make a quick buck. It's a business. I get it. They should make money. Like, obviously they need to cash out or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, I can equally just not buy it, you know? So, by the same token.
Yep, I'm not gonna buy it.
Like modding, like how is modding harming their like assets? You know, like
it's not.
It's not, because like one, they should have added just an anti-cheat system where they can't mod the stuff that you could buy, because that stuff I would make sense. But like, at the same time, you have to have the mod installed to see the other person that has the mod installed. Like, that's personal shit, you know, that's offline shit, that's yours, you know, like only you can see it. The other person, they see like what you made, and like they're like, oh, what the fuck is this outfit? But like, turns out you have a fucking a mod on, you know. Like, the other person can't see it, so how is it affecting them, you know?
And then you got situations where like, okay, the modders are doing this, but then you go and look on Twitter and you see like a Yoshimitsu with like the biggest hat ever that covers their entire body, and you can't even know what the heck is going on. Like how is that even a thing? Like, it's crazy.
Wait, I'm sorry. I spaced out. I was typing. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. It's all good. I was saying that like, so basically like they're gonna get mad at all these modders and things like that. But then you go into the actual like game, the actual game itself, and you can literally like make a gigantic hat and cover the player's entire body. Like,
oh yeah.
What?
Well, that's like, I don't think that's necessarily a mod per se, because mods are all client side.
No. Well, maybe in terms of like, if they can do that, why can't modders do what they enjoy to do?
Oh yeah, exactly. I think it goes down more than just like, okay, like imagine this, right? Like, it's a piece of code that you purchased, right? But the way that they kind of make the licensing for these games is a bit weird these days, because it's like they're claiming that it's a service that you're effectively subscribing to, and they're giving you license to play the game, right? It's not like in the old days where you would buy Tekken Tag 2, or better yet, let's say Tekken Tag 1. Let's say Tag 1.
Yeah.
Tag 1 was a complete product. They gave you a CD with everything that would have been on it, no such thing as DLC, and it would be like, imagine if you modded that, and then they would ban you for that. Like, you can't really do that. It's like if you were to buy a car, and then you change the muffler to some, something cool, whatever you want to do, or change, like, the spoiler or something like that. You would have rights to do that, right? Because, you bought this thing. So, like, it's really, like, we're in a time where it's sort of fuzzy with the lines of what this thing is. Because, like, say if you're playing in an MMO, and you do some mods and it like changes the game fundamentally, yeah, that's obviously fucked up, right? But at the end of the day, you're changing, like, a mod is basically changing local settings. So it's like, imagine if they would ban you for changing your resolution to 720p.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it. Like, it's like you are interfacing with their service, as long as you're like the packets you're sending to them are the same. Like, you're not fucking with that, but they're trying to blur that line. It's really weird. I'm not really sure what their prerogative is. If it was mods like Story Stage mod or Devil Kazumi, I get it, but banning dumping, yeah, I agree, yeah, but those are like you said, those are like big deal, like physically judge banning. You won 48 out of 50 matches online. Wow.
Man.
Jesus Christ. There better be
yep.
Oh, no. I was just saying there better be $1 million prize for finals if they're going to nickel and dime us like this. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. Something fat.
They need to get some fat money. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mark. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just agreeing with Way Gamble said. To be honest with you. Yeah.
I don't agree with the modders thing. Have a shit battle pass, have a shit Tekken shop if you want it. I'm for it. I'm still gonna spend money on the game because I don't want to spend money on any other thing because I don't like those other games that I play. But like fucking Tekken, like I did purchase the battle pass because I knew I was gonna be playing it every fucking day. I might as well get something out of it, right? If I'm just gonna be playing it all the time, but like.
That's true.
The fact that they're going after modders is like insane to me. Like, especially because why did if they didn't want like mods or whatever? Why'd they make it so easy?
Yeah. And the thing is, there's some, like, now that they've absorbed, now that they're using Unreal Engine, right? There are some things that happen as a result of that. Like, mods, like the way that the engine itself loads asset is universal across any game that uses that, because obviously you're using the engine to bring that in. So it's like, it's the engine. Like, we're not even really fucking with Tekken code at this point. We're literally just doing I say we, but like the modders are literally just, using hooks that the engine gives you. And then another layer of this, which pisses me off, is that like the Unreal Engine is giving them license to use their code, and then they're penalizing us for using Unreal Engine's code.
That's crazy.
That's the way I see it, and I don't think a lot of people look at it that way, and that's the part that makes me like,
wow,
it pisses me off so much.
So is Tekken 8 basically saying that we own Unreal Engine when in actuality nobody owns Unreal Engine? It's an open sourced product, right? Am I right, David, or am I wrong?
Wait, no, it's not open source. Is it? I don't remember. But you have to have a license for it. I would assume things are closed source with Unreal, just off the top of my head, and Unity for that matter. But the license lets you do stuff, but I could be wrong. So don't take what I said granted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not open source. Primarily game engine available. Okay, yeah. Under source available license. Okay, that's what it's saying. All right. Word.
And they clearly didn't mind it in Tekken 7 when they weren't fucking making money. Because they were like so scared because, like, we know Tekken 7 is like their most like least budgeted game of all time, right? Like the least budgeted Tekken game they've ever made. So clearly, when they were fucking butt broke when they made that game, they were clearly scared and scared enough not to confront modders to not have mods in their game.
Exactly.
But look what happened. They didn't say shit to us because guess what? It was fucking like it carried their game arguably. That played like a pretty big part, you know. Like you have all these other games that were coming out like throughout the lifespan of Tekken 8 or Tekken 7, like fucking Guilty Gear Strive, Grand Blue, Mortal Kombat 11, like you know, games that look significantly better. Like graphically and visually, right? Significantly better than Tekken 7. But yeah, Tekken 7,
bro,
you know,
KI
Tekken 7 was
amazing.
still carrying. KI looked amazing too. Like
you didn't sound so sure about that one, did you? You're like, KI is okay. You know, like, okay.
That was a little older.
Yeah,
like 2013, right? That game came out 2013, right?
Yeah.
But it still looks good for its time, I think, for a fighting game. But like, I don't know. Tekken 7 did get carried a bit with their with the modding community definitely did carry Tekken 7 for a while. It's sad to say. And now they're trying to punish.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it makes the game better. To me, I bought games because they can be modded. You know why I bought Monster Hunter Rise on PC on top of Switch? It's because I can't show it on stream, but the mods are sick. Like, they're really great, right? I mean, it really adds a lot of playability and stuff. You know, we'll play with, like, whoever, right? And it is what it is. Goishin asked what you're eating, actually. To me.
Dumplings and poke.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Nice.
Damn.
That sounds really good, damn.
Actual healthy food. Yeah, sounds good.
Dang, I had pork. I ate a pork tenderloin and some broccoli.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. Jake, I love that game too. I'm not a Street Fighter guy, but Third Strike like is awesome. I really love it. I suck at it, but you know, I'll bust out some shitty Chun-Li. You know.
I gotta be Makoto for me for Third Strike. But, man, thinking about Third Strike, that's good time.
Yeah.
Dr. Sub-Zero. If anybody knows Dr. Sub-Zero, holla at your boy.
I also think that the devs are getting a bit carried away because we have like so many like big like names or whatever, you know, playing the game. Like I know RDC World's been playing Tekken 8. Afro Senju's been playing Tekken 8. Like parts of OTV are playing Tekken 8. Like I think they're getting a little too carried away.
Fucking
like, you know,
Andrew Tate is playing Tekken 8.
No way.
I swear to God, he's a law main.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. Yeah, that's what's crazy. They're so happy right now. Right now, they think, like, and to be fair, like, how the fuck would you know, right? You don't see, like, Harada going to, well, they do go to some locals, but, like, I mean, these are fucking businessmen. They can't go to our locals and stuff like that. And, like, you know, on the surface, it looks really super successful. The only thing I think that they really got a sign that people weren't super happy about it is that now with this mixed review thing on Steam, at least, I don't know what the PlayStation Network, if they have that thing, but they have to use shit like that to get like a clue in onto what's going on, or maybe Twitter. But Twitter's full of bitches too, so I can see why you wouldn't want to like necessarily take that
Fuck
at
Twitter.
face value. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, Tate was playing it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And Harada's a VTuber fan. That one chick from
All right, I saw that.
I forgot her name, but like, there's
I forgot her name too.
Yeah, there's a really big one, and like she did a thing with Harada. So it's like right now, like as far as they're concerned, like they think it's hype, and it is hype. Let's be real. I really love the game soundtrack. I think Kazuya's voice actor is like so cool. Like he puts so much. It's out of any in the series. That's really why I play him. I think he sounds so sick. And doing the rage art, I'm just gonna do it right now. How do you do this fucking thing? Practice mode. Player rage. Yeah, this is so cool. And he won't do the rest of the animation if you kill them, but like when he like kicks you over and says like fuck you and like, you know, just does that. That makes me so happy. Like it's so cool. And on that level, I love the game.
This game has all the budget in the world, right? And I'm more willing to give them money, but not for the scummy things that they're doing right now.
Exactly.
Right? Like, leave the modding community alone. Like, honestly, if they leave the modding community alone, I'm fine. Like, that's totally fine. But just leave the fucking modding community alone. Like, they honestly deserve a medal, you know, for the shit that they like did for Tekken 7, you know, like the fact that like they're still making mods till this day for Tekken 7. Like there's little people that are making mods for Tekken 7.
They're going after Tekken 7 mods. That's the part that fucks with me. I don't get it. That's the one that bothers me so much.
After all these years, now you guys want to
Rose-Amy, that was her name. You're right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you. That was gonna kill me, honestly. Yeah. And that bothers me so much because it's like, what? And it's not the devs. It's another section of Bamco that's doing this, but it's Bamco, so like they're just one thing as far as the consumer is concerned, right? So it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are they wasting their resources on this? Like, oh shit, Kazuya, you know, fucking Fundoshi mod, we gotta get rid of that. Or that actually was a thing. I don't even remember, but yeah.
Yeah.
Only ban the people who charge for mods. Well, they're banning all of them. Like even the guys that don't charge, they're putting it on Patreon. And I don't want to say names because, you know, like they're trying to like do it on the low key, right? But like they're going towards Patreon and they're still not charging for it. Like they're just doing it like take a free subscription on Patreon because it's not publicly accessible that way immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're charging like for old stuff that should have already been in the game, honestly, like old outfits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Should have been in the game. Whatever, it's there. But like old like title cards and stuff like that were already in the previous Tekken games are now like you can only access some of them through the the battle pass, like the one that you have to buy. And I'm like, dude, this shitty title card that was in Tekken like 6, like you want me to pay for this? Like, come on, dude. And of course we had like the infamous spear, you know, in the battle pass.
That's the stupidest. That's the dumbest thing, honestly. Who cares about a damn spear? Like, why can't we just get like cool, like, you know, why can't they just be smart and give us what we want? More waifu accoutrement in Tekken 8. I'm just saying, who cares about anything else? Like, how hard is it to give us what we want?
Yeah, I don't, like, obviously we can't know what's going on in Bandai. I will say this, though, as someone that's worked in corporate a lot, corporate fucking sucks, dude. They know how to buzzkill everything. They know how to make things worse, like, for no apparent reason. Like, okay, I'll give you an example, right? I used to be a dev, whatever, who gives a shit where it is, right? It was at a huge company, right? Huge ass company, right? I don't know if I'm like breaking NDAs by saying names, so that's why I'm not.
Yeah, whatever.
I put in a fucking ticket my first month at the company as a contractor, right? And it was like, we need to do this shit. We need to open a port. And what that is, it's like, it's just a way so that two servers can communicate, right? Like, you know, you open your port 25565 for your Minecraft server, that kind of thing, right? But for something they literally needed, like it was our work, right? I put that into there, and 9 months later, they responded and they declined, and then I got reprimanded for that.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, they're like, why didn't you guys make this work? And so some non-technical guy comes in and he's like, what the fuck? I thought he did. And I'll be like, here you go, here's the ticket. And they're like, well, so the product doesn't work? And I'm like, yeah, until this fucking thing is open, I can't do anything. And then they're like, yeah, that's bad on you. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, what is actually happening?
Bad on you?
I left.
It's all your fault it doesn't work.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's
what
all
the
your
fuck,
fault,
dude? Like, get the fuck
It
out
won't
of
even
here.
open.
It wouldn't, like, dude, and it's like, it's shit like that that's just mind-boggling, right? Like, you'll have a security team that's like, okay, look at here, this is another one, this is more in a gaming context, PlayStation, right? PlayStation is the main reason crossplay is not allowed peer-to-peer across the board, and it's because their security team says that it's a security risk to have a direct connection between consoles and whatever between them, right? Whatever, from what to what, it doesn't matter, right? That is the reason you need to set up your own whole goddamn server to do that. Otherwise, there could have been a way for this. And it's literally bureaucracy within the company that prevents this. There is no technical reason why it couldn't be possible. Yeah.
That is fucking stupid.
A fucking turd sandwich, right? You know, but this is how it is. It's partly business, it's partly legal, and it's partly, how can you say, like, intellectual property kind of bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why crossplay feels so bad? I don't know. It's a server, and I don't know. It's whatever's happening on that server. Sometimes it's really good. Like, sometimes it's, like, insanely good, and sometimes it's really bad. I don't really understand why. I played against a dude on Xbox who was playing Leo, and he's in Florida, and it was perfect. Like, it was better than playing Peter down the fucking road. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? And then I played Chevello, and it was terrible. So it's like, and he's in a state away. So it's like, I really don't know. I wish I could tell you why, but something on that server is doing something.
And I will say that, like, I don't know, the dev team doesn't really make sense to me, like, when it comes to their patches. Like, some of them are, like, really, like the Azucena one, the wall running 3-2, like, how they were supposed to nerf it the first time, and turns out it was, like, you know, a bigger buff instead of a nerf, because you can't punish her when you do sidestep the wall running 3.
Yeah.
Like, cause she just goes fucking flying across the goddamn screen, and she also has the back turn parry. So even if you have like something like Lily's like 4-4-3, or like Kazuya's, or like Devil, like the Demon Paw or whatever, to punish it, you can't.
Yep.
It's fucking it's too hard and it's too tight, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's more of a buff than a nerf. Like, what the hell are they doing? Like,
it was.
To their credit, they're fixing it now, so to at least, like, I don't want to poop on them completely.
But, like, you need to fucking test that shit. Like, like
They
that
should
was
have
really
known.
not
They should have
tested,
known.
like, at all. And the very unnecessary nerf to, like, Devil Jin's Heaven's Gate, I really don't think that was needed. Like, that, to be honest, like, out of everything, like, it's funny because out of everything that they could have nerfed with Devil Jin, they didn't. They just didn't. No, Heaven's Gate. It's like the what they did to back 2-1 for Devil Jin in Tekken 7. I don't think that should have been, like, nerfed, you know, because that was like a key part of his combo damage and stuff like that. Well, like, Up 4-4 on the other hand, that did deserve to be nerfed, like, for good reason, right? But this is, once again, one of those same things. Why the hell is Heaven's Gate being fucked with? And on top of that, fucking Kazuya caught a stray bullet for it too. I'm like, Kazuya wasn't even the patch notes.
Well, the crazy thing is that it's not like a nerf to Heaven's Gate. It's a nerf to grounded hazard thing.
Yes.
Yeah, which just, and it's across the board. It affected everything.
Across the board.
Yeah.
It's like that thing with the they tried to do. I think. Oh yes, that tech thing, the one that we were talking about earlier with the Oki for Tekken 7, how you could get people's backs and stuff like that with certain combos. They did that because of the Akuma shit, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole reason why they did that whole tech roll system change. It was because of Akuma, and we come to find out that a week later, someone found out that Akuma shit is still possible to do.
Yeah,
and
even
like,
the Bob thing, you just change your timing in like a little bit, and it works.
Everybody in the fucking cast got they caught a stray bullet for a couple of the characters that was supposed to be more towards Akuma. Akuma was supposed to be getting that nerf, and they were willing to nerf everybody in the system to do that, and come to find out that it didn't work. This is exactly that same energy that they're doing right now in Tekken 8.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Something needs to change.
Goichi was saying, the more I think about it, the more I agree with Tekken 6 approach. Let the meta marinate for a year.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too.
Yeah. I feel like all of these hot fixes and all of these changes are, for one, because of Twitter. Like, we know that for a fact. And two, I think the devs are probably too afraid to let things marinate. Because if they marinate, then people are going to have to learn stuff. People don't want to learn stuff. I'm just saying. That's how I look at it. But,
well, it is kind of like, okay, imagine if it was fucked up for a year. Like,
okay,
what it's I don't know much. Is Street Fighter 6 like okay, like in its current state? Is it like I don't know enough about the game, but like
it's better than what it was. I mean, obviously in the first couple months of Street Fighter 6, it was garbage. It was hot garbage. Now it's gotten better because, you know, everybody's learning how to really play the game, and it's a lot easier to maneuver around what's going on. Now with Tekken 8, I feel like we're in a situation where there's a lot that needs to be looked at, and I feel like maybe the devs are like the devs. I feel like are complacent until people on Twitter yell and scream about it. I think letting the players figure out the game out for an entire year would make a lot of issues. Will make a lot of the issues people are having be a lot less apparent. People hit a wall and then just want a patch to figure their problems out. That is very true. That is a very true fact. Which people just don't want to learn. People don't want to learn how to get around stuff, and they just want a fix. Either have the most hanging. Let's go.
No, read it out loud. Read it out loud. No, it's okay.
I know. I'm reading it. Trust me. Either have the meat. Okay, Wade Game was saying either have the meat hanging or have the Arby's roast beef down there. Roast beef down there. We don't care. Give us femboys for life.
There you go. Anyways. I mean, if you go to Japan and you see like the shit that's just chilling on the road, that's not a big ask, you know, like compared to like the other things that are around there, dude. Sex shops are like right next to like, you know, grocery stores and like, you know, very accessible. But I mean, okay, but aside that being the point, but so okay, go ahead.
Goshen was saying people rely on patches way too much anymore, and I mean, yes and no. I think patches obviously help the game out, but like, I feel like having a patch every 2 months is not conducive and not helpful for the game's lifespan.
Well, okay, so there's kind of two sides to this coin, right? I know a big person that would talk a lot about this was JDCR. Like in the old days, you obviously like there is incentive to lab. Like right now, I'm not super incentivized to lab because I know a lot of shit's gonna change, right? So like maybe kind of getting more used to my own character so that like, you know, even if they did change something, like that's not a big sidestep, right? But like it was easier as a competitive player before because it was just like this is the state of the game, right? Maybe in Tag 2, I know they just simply added a couple of stages. That's not like a big deal, but like for the most part, like it was all the same. I don't know if they balanced much at all, but Namco patch game faster than I do combo guides. Yeah, and then they will validate one of those previous ones because like, oh, guess what? There's no triple electric and Kazuya combos so anymore, like reliably. Yeah, it changes quite fast, and that's rough. I don't want to lab like 6 times a year, man. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like for the same thing. I want to lab that many times, but hopefully knowing it's going to be kind of the same.
Yeah,
Right.
unless there's something majorly game breaking. Exactly. I feel like that 100% because like if you're not willing to go lab something and you get beat bopped, that's your own fault.
Mm-hmm.
And now with Twitter and things of that nature, we can just say, oh, this is hard. Oh, this is hard. Oh, I need this to work. And now people get fixed.
Oh yeah,
what's
you
going
guys
on?
probably can't see YouTube chat, can you?
No.
I'm filling them in through there. But Mark is an Azucena main, and Tooney's Kazuya. Tooney's like a way better Kazuya than me. Tooney's like an actual Kazuya main. I'm just like after the fact. He's the one teaching me. Like, yeah.
And I played Josie in 7, so that's why I play on C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the closest thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless Josie comes back, you never know. I mean, a man can dream. Well, we'll talk about that later. I don't know about that, Real. Come on, I don't know about that. She's
Coffee will ruin the world, man. It has already.
I do like coffee. Coffee is delicious.
Coffee does rule the world.
It does.
That's why
Only
you see a
filter coffee?
Starbucks on every corner.
Exactly. In fact, hey, I went to the first Starbucks in Seattle. It was pretty cool.
Only filter coffee. Yeah. No, it's gonna, and you can tie that in. It's like the coffee rules the world. You can bring it up. Who owns the biggest coffee company?
That's true.
No,
I don't
never
know.
mind. Let's not get into that.
No.
Okay, but like,
I don't drink coffee.
just switch out Josie Azucena for Josie. I agree. I honestly like Josie more than Azucena as a character. I will be real.
I'd rather like the crouch dash. That's my thing. I'd like the crouch dash, and just have my crouch dash make sense. Just give me an overhead. Like that's all I really want. And let her give her the DLC buff for like maybe a month or two. Let me get what I want, and then drop her down to crap.
Mm-hmm.
Then nobody will play her. I'll be happy. I'll have my character back.
So,
But
from
anyways,
this point forward, what do you guys think that the devs, or not devs, but like Bamco, should do from this point forward to keep everybody happy? Because I mean, we already know no one's happy with what they're doing to the modding community, and obviously, some people enjoy the idea of the Tekken shop and the battle pass and shit like that if it was good. If it was good, But like besides like that shit, what do you think that they could do to like keep everybody happy?
To be honest, they should make the battle pass like amazing, and they should make
Yep.
customizations amazing. Like
Yep.
the game will be in a fucked up state mechanically for a while, and like we were just discussing, it's gonna take time to like know what actually makes sense and how to actually make the heat system. Like the heat, you know something that's crazy. It was in that Anakin video we were watching. I was watching before too. Is Rage Drive didn't exist in Vanilla Tekken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just Rage Art and I guess the bonus damage from Rage. So it's like now there's from there to like Wall Crumple at the end of its life, like there's a lot of shit that's gonna change. So that's a time will tell us what needs to happen sort of problem, and it will get better. Like there's no question about that. But Battle Pass lives forever. Okay, Battle Pass is forever because that's the hole in your pocket from paying the money for that shit, and the costumes are there permanently. If you had really sick costumes and really made it like tight that way, I think people would overlook this stuff and leave the modders alone, right?
Yeah.
And like, cause I mean, regardless, like I think there's more console players anyways, so like they can't mod regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on Oni Bakuman 4 channels on Kick, Oni YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as Twitch of the podcast channel. Yeah, it's kind of excessive, I'm not going to lie.
We're everywhere and everywhere and anywhere and everywhere.
Why do South American stages have aliens? Aliens built those megaliths because people were too stupid? Is that what Namco is saying?
Yo, wake up.
Yes, that's exactly what they're saying, dude. We gotta crack down on these bigots out there, dude. They think Moai statues is not like the fucking Chad meme. It's aliens.
It is. Yo.
I know Way Gamble was on that Azucena stage. You saw the UFO in the background. He's like, racist! Racist as fuck!
That's so funny.
That's amazing.
You notice that little detail? He's like, nope, that's racist. They're racist.
UFOs.
Oh, thanks for the follow, homie. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah, leave the modders alone. Would you? Okay, I'm gonna skip that one. But let's see.
Yo, let's go.
It's not like people won't buy skins because of mod. Yeah, I'm 100% there. It really isn't that deep. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's okay. I'm the person. I said I will buy the battle passes. I haven't even bought Eddie because I was just so mad. I was livid, and then like every game that I play was fucked up. Even Nikkei was like shitty at that time, and like everything. And then I had this whole like fuck modern gaming kind of thing. Yeah. Sell me the button to turn off skins. That would also be good too. I mean, although I do like making people deal with my costume.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
To be honest, it's a good costume. I kind of like it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy is Mexican.
Yeah, that's good.
And like they're talking about like doing, like, I know they were talking about doing like collaborations and shit with like other companies, like in like the Tekken shop or whatever.
That's
like that's cool, but like at the same time, you know, it's like you guys are already getting all this money. Like this game is like slowly, like no, not slowly actually, it's rapidly approaching the amount of sales that Tekken 7 had at the end of its lifespan.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know if we're there already or it's been super fucking close, but I'm like, yeah, I know you guys are looking for this to be a you know, a live stream game, you know, or a live service game. That's fine, but you guys already have, you know, the money and assets to do shit like this, you know. And like, look at your fucking DLCs in Tekken 7. Like your DLCs sold like so fucking much and helped to keep it, or helped the game, the game's budget so much. Like especially when when Armor King came out. Oh my god, Armor King is still or at the end of Tekken 7's lifespan, Armor King is still the most paid for DLC out of everybody. Out of Leroy, out of Falcomrom, out of Lydia, out of Kunimitsu, Marta, like everybody. He's the most fucking, you know, paid for DLC, and it's for good reason. Look, he's fucking sick.
Armor King's sick.
His redesign was fucking amazing. So like, imagine that you could do that redesign, but imagine you do that with costumes. Imagine how much money they would make with if they just had sick fucking costumes. Just sick costumes across the board for everybody. Imagine that.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a Coomer thing. Usually Coomer stuff is like what does that, right? It was just like a furry in armor. And they were like, you know, everyone wanted it. And it was all that, you know? Just a heads up for people, if they're dishing out like holy shit ads on you, use the YouTube channel. That shouldn't have any ads. I'm sorry, I don't know how to disable it without getting pre-rolls on Twitch side, so my bad. I don't know. Yeah.
Fuck you, Twitch.
Yeah. Maybe the you can make. Oh no, I don't know if they make you watch it on unaffiliated channels too. The actual podcast channel might not have it also. So
Pakistani?
Yeah.
You should be able to watch it on there, right?
Yeah, but I mean without ads. I actually don't know.
Oh no, yeah, you can. It's not affiliated, right?
No, it shouldn't be. But I don't know if they changed that shit or not.
Oh, they did. That's fucking scummy.
Yeah, that is coming to be honest with you.
I thought that was like the whole point of affiliate. It was,
Yeah.
you know, you could run ads and get subscriptions and stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, you know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I use the F and not safe for work deviant art Harry Anus Leo mod? You get banned? Yeah. I guess if you stream it, well, there's like
If
2
you
layers of
stream it.
getting banned there. Like Twitch is probably not down with that. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But you can switch.
Yeah.
You can stream on Twitch, Twitter. That's
Yep,
fine.
you can.
They will DMCA you though. Yeah, it's just how it is.
Get exposed.
You can give Leo boobs. That'd be nice. Oh, what's up, Bear? Sick new costumes I'd pay for. Yeah, I think like people are not like that deep when they're with their desires. You know, it's just give us some cool costumes. That will make everyone happy, pro or not pro, and then kind of figure out the game itself after the fact.
Yeah, I would say that.
And I know there are like gamers out there that are playing Tekken 8 and are kind of sick of the live service trope of like, oh, Battle Pass, Tekken Shop, yeah, you gotta pay for all these costumes and stuff. Like, I know I've dealt with it in other games. Call of Duty is a big factor of that. Fucking Halo's been a factor of that shit. Like Fortnite, you know, like all these live service games that you could possibly think of nowadays is doing the same thing. And I know you're sick of it, but I mean, this is Tekken, and you know, if you don't fuck with it, just don't fucking buy it. You know, this isn't your game. You know, I understand, but like for like diehard fans like me, of like all of us, you know, for Tekken, like we love Tekken. I know for a fact everybody in here, I don't care what you say, I know you guys would spend money on a sick fucking costume for your own character.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you would.
Oh yeah.
I know you would.
Give me a
What?
Mexican flag for my Kazuya. That'd be sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that would be cool. Like imagine if they had a flag for every nation. It would just be the
That
same
would be
flag,
sick.
and then they would just use a different texture per flag. That'd be easy money, and that's like a big deal for Tekken. Like, there are some like other shit like that's kind of weird. You know, like you can't play Tekken in Iran online.
Really?
They banned it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
a modder, one of the modders came out, and he like made a mod so that you can.
Oh, the proxy mod, right?
Yep, the proxy mod. That was the reason they
yeah.
did it, is for that.
Really
like,
cool.
yeah, Russia. I don't know about what Russia's state is right now, but you know, in like those kind of countries where like you know, politically like they try to like stay hands off of, like it's just dumb. They
Yeah.
just ban them, and you know, it's fucked
And the
up.
modding community is trying to help them.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna get fucking DMCA'd or whatever,
Yep. And it's all Bamco's fault.
unless they give me. I just ignore it and play the games. I understand that sentiment too. However, complacency is a problem as well, right? Like, I don't know. It's like imagine if your ISP was like, I'm just gonna half your speed, and you're gonna pay the same thing, and then you're like, I don't know, man, I'm just gonna use the internet still and not complain. You know, like that's kind of how it is. You know, and so like I get where people are tired of the complaining, and I don't like it either. It's not good energy, but at the same time, you have to make sure that it's clear that you're unhappy, otherwise things
Right.
won't change. I would buy Nina's OG Assassin Purple outfit. I would too. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
P-Jack for Jack.
Oh.
That'd be
I'm
cool.
surprised they don't already have that already.
They should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please. That should be like a default skin.
Yeah.
But kind of completely off the subject. The online is down. I think the maintenance is starting. I think
Nice.
Oh.
What was that, sorry?
the maintenance
maintenance.
is starting.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we got the maintenance going right now. I cannot.
Do you
log
still
in.
watch replays during maintenance, or is that not? Or like your own replays?
Let me see. I'm actually on the game right now. I'll find out.
Bar
I'm good.
Namco.
If so,
Me getting drilled by a
I just wanted to watch some replays.
I believe so. Oh, by the way, this guy's name is 100% halal. By the way, there I did.
100% halal. Hell yeah.
Yeah. He's a Bushin King player that I got clipped with. That's it's all good, you know.
That's
You know,
funny.
I got 100% halal. Damn, get exposed, kid. I think I'm loading up replay right now. I'm gonna see if it works.
Actually, I have the game. What the fuck am I? I can just do it right now.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just.
You just fucking doing combos and shit.
Yeah. All right. Online. It's offline. Replays. We're offline.
Yep, we're good.
Nope.
Yep, we're good. We're on.
My replays. You can go to your local replays. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I just
not-
wanted to know that.
Oh wait, can I like watch? Yeah. Okay. It stores it locally, I guess.
Sick. That's all. That's all I needed to know. I wanted to watch some replays.
Yeah, I'll probably go do some.
Wait, what the fuck? Kazuya's up forward 4 is a mid now? It's always been a mid.
Yeah, it's always been a bid.
I don't know.
Yeah. I never even had a problem with it from the beginning and gave them the benefit of the doubt because there was this new Battle Pass or DLC costume meta, but their first implementation of it was lazy and honestly disrespectful to their hardcore fan base. Paying for costumes that we've seen for the past 20 plus years or a damn ball for Battle Pass. Why not new stages, win pauses, honestly anything that they drop, whatever they dropped. Well, according to Harada and what Komodo was saying, it's $480,000 to make a new stage.
Are you serious?
That's
bro?
the claim. That's the claim.
I call nonsense on that because, like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
because you think, but where's an infinite stage? Yaka, whatever it's called. That's not an
Yakushima?
infinite. Yeah, that's not an infinite stage. There is a wall. You can get to that said wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there is no, why? Just give me infinite endurance. Give me that, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand why they don't want it because aggression.
Yeah. It's a bit. I don't know. I'm like.
It's
I'm grumpy. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at all modern games, honestly. I'm
Yep.
so disappointed at every game. Everything I've ever started or had played as a child that I've returned to has turned to shit. Whether it's Tekken, as far as this Battle Pass stuff is concerned, and it's honestly not a game that needs to be live service. I think we need to be real here. The only reason it's live service is the replay feature. That could have been done offline. Like,
Yeah.
There is no good reason for it, in my opinion. The Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't need to say anything.
Oh.
That game went to fucking shit too.
Hey,
Let's
hey,
see.
so
No, there's so many. All games are now like gacha or some sort of live service games. Everything, man. Final Fantasy is trash now. Like, I was a huge Final Fantasy. Kingdom Hearts, like, what the
Yeah.
fuck,
Oh,
man?
yeah.
Like, everything just went, woo! So it's just overwhelming, man. Now you just have to play retro games, and that's fine. But
Exactly.
damn,
So apparently, Speed Kicks, the great and powerful Speed Kicks, the almighty Speed Kicks. He apparently just did a 160 win streak, third band at Tekken King. Please give us a real rank system.
Yeah.
That
I'd have to agree with him on that.
Yeah, but don't forget, this is the man that claimed that there's brainless defense
Oh
in
my
Tekken
God.
7.
Oh,
I'm still
Jesus.
mad about that. I'm like, how the fuck can you say that, dude?
yeah.
That is a bad take.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
bad take. Brainless offense, I semi-agree with.
Yeah.
But brainless defense, guys. All of the things you did in 7, brainless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of those, like, clutch hell sweep blocks, Kituni, you're trash. You're brainless.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. I'm
Any
carried.
of those, yeah. Anytime you're proud, Mark, fuck you, brainless.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, my best stat is actually defense. Out of the chart, the performance stats, my best stat is defense.
Dude,
Wow.
especially in a game of like Tekken 7, where they nerfed the sidestep, so defense is already harder
bro,
than the past Tekkens before Tekken 7 to defending.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
you can barely sidestep anything.
yeah, it's speaking about like player data. Like apparently my attack is 85, my defense is 88, my appeal is 86, and then like apparently I side swap a lot for things, and then I beat people that are better than me. Apparently that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. Well, that's cool.
No, fuck
Nice.
you, brainless.
Yeah, brainless.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah. It's,
You didn't work for that.
Yeah.
I didn't work for my defense.
And to be fair, it felt like movement was a bit more of a viable option in 7. Even though that there was physically smaller movements, like
Yeah.
I feel like the movement was much more fluid in that game than in this
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I feel like a fucking, rock in this game, honestly.
Mhm.
Here, I'm not gonna show mods because I don't know what they'll do to us. So, just put June there.
Everything in this game. Yeah, that is also true because I feel like that's why I feel like there's not like yes, sidestep has been buffed, but like in my eyes, it doesn't feel that way because of how many things track. It evens it out pretty much. Like it
Yeah.
almost evens out the sidestepping shit, you know? So it's like it doesn't really sometimes it doesn't even feel like they buffed it, even though they did.
You know what? I've decided we all should just play Tekken Ball and be the best Tekken Ball players. Screw this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna find a new meta.
Would you guys care if Jumanji joined us?
Nah.
Okay,
Sure.
sick. All right, let's do that. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, there's no point in
You just
watching me
join.
do nothing on the fucking fourth
Yeah,
box.
perfect.
Yeah, let's yeah, here. Are you still in there? Can someone slip Manji into here?
Yeah, he has to join general first.
Oh yeah, if you
Yeah,
join
go ahead.
general chat, we can just pop you in here.
Yeah, we just chilling out, brother.
Yeah, we can.
Yo,
Yeah.
You're way down unhinged.
Oh, you're not in the Discord? Oh,
He should be.
You should be.
he may have left. Let me go ahead and add him.
Oh.
There we go. And how do I? All right, you guys keep talking. I'll figure this out.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things where like I feel like with Tekken 8 is that for me, like I'm still gonna be learning. Like
Right.
it's gonna be a big learning process.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like for some weird thing in my brain, like right at the end of Tekken 7, like the last I'd say 6 months, I was finally feeling like, man, I can actually play up to my potential and play with all of my really good friends that are really, 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 really good. Now in Tekken 8, like my imposter syndrome has kicked in, and it's like, am I really that good, or did I just get lucky playing a character that nobody plays? You know what I'm saying? Or a character that nobody's lapped, and I was just getting away with whatever I want. That's how I felt at the end of Tekken 7. And now, like, I'm like, all right, cool. Well, Tekken 8, now everybody knows how to play this set character, and now I need to get better. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, just a heads up.
Yep.
Manji's in.
Yo, what up,
Yeah.
Manji? What's going on?
Yo, what's up? Hey guys.
What up, dude?
I wanted to circle back to the sidestep topic, if you guys.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So I kind of just wanted to say is that it feels like a lot of people, like for example, like I played Kaiser and we did some training a while back, right? And he was stepping a lot of the stuff, but when it was happening to me, I was like, well, there's so much to adapt to in this game that I still haven't replaced like a mid poke and neutral with a throw. Because that's what it feels like that you do a lot of the time. Like 90-80% of the chance, I would say the throw is gonna fucking at least hit, right? So
Yeah.
as long as they break it or they don't hard read it, it's just like, why not just do it? And it really just feels like Kind of feels like you guys remember when Murray was like, "We're not gonna make backdashing better, but we're gonna make it feel better." That's what it kind of feels like a little bit, you know? Like you can sidestep, but it's like, where are you? What are you actually accomplishing in the long run? Like I do think that it's better in some situations, right? But when you look at the long term, Tekken 7 sidestep is better. It still has a lot of variables that you have to deal with that make it problematic. But it's better because if we knew those variables, we can get around a lot easier, and nothing really restricted, and not very much restricted the movement. Where in this case, you have the throws, right? And then we have all these extra situations. So for example, have you guys noticed like Eddie's back one, for example, is more than +5? Or like or other pokes that a lot of characters have now added in their kit is more than +5, so you can't move.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, are the numbers the same? Because I know that's like the 6, like the perfect frame in Tekken 7 was 6, right? Or do we have the same sensation in this game or no?
I believe it's still +5.
Okay.
Because, the best example is if you do a heat dash and you have a good 12 frame mid that has a good hitbox and you have a good jab, they cannot get around it no matter what they do.
Gotcha.
Unless they have, like, Giga Step.
Okay.
Oh, so that's why Kazuya's always do down back 1 too, because it's only 13, and it's.
Yep.
Oh my god, I don't do that. Fuck. I don't,
Yeah.
holy shit. Yeah, it is a bit stifling, and even like doing dash jabs or something is fucked up too. To be honest, like it's a bit
Oh, yeah.
chunky to be frank.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything specific. Like, is there anything transitionally from the Yoshimitsu side that you're noticing that's significantly different movement wise?
Yes, there are situations like just like I said with the heat dash, I can do down forward 4 or down forward 4, or I think I can do 1-1, and if they sidestep, they get clipped, and they can't do anything about it. Maybe some characters, I'd have to look back because there's so much in this game, and that's the one thing that I try to tell myself in a lot of these situations, is that there's so much to the game that you have to learn. Plus, you have to learn all the adjusted stuff that you should be doing to lock people down.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just feels like way too much. And so I still am adjusting to oh yeah, I got a down forward 1 +5. Best option is probably to throw, because then I don't have to really think about if they're gonna step or anything like that for the most part.
Yeah.
That one sentiment, it's crazy because that's how my brain is still thinking. My brain is still thinking, why go for a throw when they can duck? When if I have a good down forward 1, I can just check them, and then my sidesteps should theoretically get past whatever they're trying to do, and you should be able to start your offense.
Right.
That's how my brain's been thinking since the beginning of Tekken 8. And
Yeah.
If I do that mid poke, regardless of what the mid poke is, if it's between 11 to 13 frames, I should have the ability to sidestep left or right, regardless of what's going on, and have the next portion of whatever I want to do, and not allow the other player to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna just go and just mash, or not mash, press when you think they're not going to, and you're like, all right, cool, I can sidestep down 4-2, or sidestep back 1-1, or whatever Azasana can do. You know what I'm saying? That's how my brain's thinking stuff, and it's gonna be very tough to get out of that mode in my weird brain.
You're basically in a scenario where you have to transition your entirety of your thought process to a completely different genre of Tekken. That's where we're at right now. Is we're playing a completely different Tekken, at least that I've played in general, where it's just like, oh, okay, this is, it's pretty apparent, I think, that we've all realized that this is a hard read game.
Yeah.
You just throw out your best options, and even if you get fucked up for it, it's like, well, it's not that big of a deal because we just hit the reset button if we play around Grey Life properly, and you're not fighting someone who is taking your Grey Life from you. So you're just throwing the dice out there.
Yeah.
That's very true.
It really
and,
is, because defense will break, and when you make it worse, like in this game, like you said, you have to overcome that. And I'm taking your advice honestly from the previous game. Like I'm watching more now in this game because I feel like being in that zone where you're trying to figure all this shit out on your own, it's like damn impossible. I don't think anyone really knows how to play this game properly, frankly.
No.
Yeah.
And
Well-
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the side topic is as well. Like I was seeing a lot of Twitter posts, and not to go too deep into it, but one person was like, they're like, a victor won a Pakistan tournament, right? Someone put a controversial Twitter opinion, and they were like, so not to take away from the players, but Victor is pretty new, and we're only 2 months in. And even though that's controversial, and people are gonna be like, well, what do you mean like that? And they're gonna cause problems. Like, if you think about it, it's true because. Expecting, and then there was some post that went after that and was like, well, I think that everyone knows Victor by now. And I'm like, no. And in my head, I'm like, no, that's not the case because the game's only been out 3 months and everyone's adjusting to the system mechanics, their combos, their different options. Like to me, it's not realistic to think that you're going to adjust to that matchup and know it inside and out. Like I still think that you're going to see even at Evo Japan and all of the majors that are actually around the same point, right? Electric Clash, Texas Showdown, and you have Evo Japan. I think you're still going to see a lot of those holes in people's gameplay, and it's only natural,
Yeah. And I think another big thing is that I feel like I feel like people are thinking like everybody should be able to be at this level at Tekken 8 because Tekken 8 is this and legacy skill and everything else. Sometimes legacy skill doesn't matter in a game full of aggression.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're all so predetermined, so all of our brains are still in defensive mode that we don't. I mean, we know how to be aggressive, but there's going to be a time where that aggression is going to get us killed. And then we're going to have to revert back to what we were before. It's just a big circle. It's just a big circle of Tekken, I guess.
Well, it's a huge departure from like every other game in the series. Like 7 was still pretty similar, to be frank, to Tag 2.
Okay.
And Tag 2 was pretty similar. Obviously, there's tag mechanics, but as far as just like the one-on-one sort of battling, it was kind of similar to Tekken 6. And, like when we were, as a 7 player, I could go back to DR and like have no problems, right? Like it would just be like, oh yeah, this isn't a thing, and bounds and tailspins obviously don't exist. But like, fundamentally though, you could kind of carry the same skill. This one, with this new system, introduced like 10 fucking things at the same time, and now it's like, holy shit. Yeah, like we really, and it's a different game. It's a legitimately different game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I can play Tag 2 and 6, and I never played those. That's what Komodo said. And same. I didn't play them competitively. I just, after the fact. Yeah.
There's not a giant adjustment when it comes to the game itself, right? But when you do that, like, because someone was talking to me about this as well, and they were saying that, well, what do you mean Tekken 7 had, like, rage arts and had this? And I was like, yeah, you had to adjust to that. But when you look at, when we're making the comparison from Tekken 8 and we're jumping all the way on the other side, it's just like, there's no contest.
Yeah.
Yep.
And speaking about, like, I'm kind of going back to the conversation about heat dash and about heat mechanics. Do you feel that some characters benefit better from the chip damage than other characters?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're talking to me or you're talking as overall.
I'm talking in general for everybody.
Yeah. I definitely think so.
Man, like when I'm trying to do damage with Azucena, I back 1-1. That's literally it. But then I play either like a king, for instance, or a Dragonov, or Zhao Yu's freaking whatever 11-12 frame heat burst. It's like, oh hey, here's like 20% gone. Enjoy the mix.
Yep.
And then it's throw. Then it's throw, and then you lose.
I don't think anyone's talking about Alyssa. Alyssa and Heat.
Yeah.
And
Fucking chainsaws are stupid in Heat.
the chainsaw, and then her heat dash combo, like it's whoo, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, she has a lot of benefit from it, and just as a character by herself, anyway.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of
Kuma
characters
as well. Yeah.
Kuma, of course, yeah.
Kuma is a chip monster.
Yep, Nina.
Yeah.
Kuma's very scary in Heat.
Yeah. So
Like Kaz,
I mean,
like hell yeah, Kaz is fucked
Yeah,
up too.
Kazuya is pretty fucked up in Heat too.
Yeah.
exactly. So it feels like this game, like they gave options to characters, like obviously like chip damage and things like that, and then when, like, for instance, my character Azucena, yeah, she's all about the mix up and all about making you second, third, fourth guess, but once you get that one read, you're
Right.
pretty much SOL, because what her defensive options, she doesn't have that many good defensive options, unlike some other characters. In my I don't know what about Kazuya or Yoshi for that matter. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it. So not to downplay the character.
Damn.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. No, but no, it's a fair point. Like, I honestly don't know her well enough to comment on her defensive options too much. She does have that power crush though, which is pretty like goddamn.
Yeah.
It's a nice power crush. It's a nice 1+2.
I don't think, me personally, I don't think Heat armor or power crushing Heat engagers that are highs are. I don't think that was a good idea, to be honest. That's a little much. It's like, not only is it unreactable, you have to like guess for it, but like you have to deal with like the other options. Like, there's way too many options that they could possibly do. That's not that, and you could possibly die for making the wrong read on that. But that's just me. Yeah, I don't think that was a good idea.
Yeah. I remember the moment that paradigm came to be a thing. And it was, do you remember when they made Mach Punch -9 instead of -10 in Tekken 7?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
That's when it all went downhill, man. That's when they're like, oh, we can do this now, like, hey, Hachi's CD44, fuck it, make that shit save. Or well, no, they actually did the other way around. No, that's contradictory to what I'm saying. But the Mach Punch thing was when it all sort of happened.
Yeah, and Asuka's armor too, or 1+2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And Brian still does have a high power crush, but it's just not a heat engager, and it's slower.
It is a heat engager, I thought, right? Or no?
No, Mach Punch is not the power crush anymore. It's forward 1+2. It's the elbow.
Oh, really? I didn't.
That's his power crush now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've been playing him as though that's the case. Okay.
His Mach Punch isn't armor anymore.
Oh, damn. That makes a lot of sense then.
His Mach Punch still is a heat engager, but it's just not armor.
Ha! The more you know.
Yep.
What do you guys think about the problems with like online current? Like, I think it's better, but I think that it still needs a good amount of work. But I will elaborate and say that I think online sucks because of a system mechanic that they have tweaked. A couple of them, actually. The recovery and the window buffer. Basically making people's inputs come out like 50 frames slower. So, just doesn't feel like you can play the game that you want to play. You get robbed for reads like 50% of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like certain people that I play with, I like thoroughly remember our connection, like in our milliseconds in Tekken 7, like with James, for example, our milliseconds in Tekken 7 would only be like around like 19 to like, or like 17 to like 19, because he's very close to me. But like now it's like 40, like it's like 40 to it's like 30 to 40 or so. I'm like, why'd it go up? The fuck,
Yeah.
It's weird, and I don't know if that's because he's on console. Like, I don't know if like that plays a big factor in it, but like it might be. But at the same time, it's like that shouldn't really matter, right? Like, why did it go up?
Well, between console, there is the factor of a server being in between, so like that is a literal different like physical thing happening, right?
Okay.
But I can tell you, like, from a A/B test, right? When it wasn't the last time that they went and took down the servers. I played with Panda, and in Panda is in Arizona, so he's like just a state across. And when we play in Tekken 7, our ping is like 30 to 50. We switched as soon as they updated the game, and this is PC to PC, so it's peer to peer. We switched to PC in Tekken 8, or switched to Tekken 8, excuse me, and it's 100 at best. And he is like, I could drive hours, but I could drive to him if I really wanted to. So it really blows my mind. And the other thing that I've really not enjoyed about the new online thing is that the heavy rollback, I feel like, puts you under the wrong impression of the current game state. So, like, you will think you're like, oh, shit, like, you know, like, I can whip punish this. But, like, it'll roll back and you just die. Or, like, you go through it. So, like, that sort of misleading stuff is, I think, where a lot of the people getting pissed are. Because when I play offline, sometimes, very occasionally, something weird happens, true. But it's, like, uncomparable to whatever's happening online. And I wasn't really aware of this buffering thing. Can you kind of elaborate more on that?
They made the window buffer for 10 frames lenient, is from what I've heard. I mean, I don't know what the credible source is, but there's a video by Gelatin that he shows the buffer window and shows like kind of like how it's different, and that veteran players have to adjust to a completely different timing because of what they did. So essentially they tried to make things easier and they broke things. So for example, the fundamental thing that I'm sure everyone's aware of right now is that dash blocking is significantly harder. That's because it's because of how they added the easier while running. But the problem is with the easier while running is now when you forward, you get that like little dash cancel like the King does, you know, with his Jaguar. So now you're vulnerable longer. So there's a different timing that's going on that you have to adjust to. So some people have said it's near impossible to dash block online. But in my opinion, the offline is a different dimension. It's something bigger than what I would say a galaxy is, because of just all of these things and variables that online has now impacted is not really as consistent or exists too much offline. Like, you still have the buffer window problem eating inputs here and there, but it's not to the degree of like 50%. Or I could say, okay, maybe I got robbed in this situation, but it's not as consistent or as much of a problem. Because that's the main reason I don't like online, so I've decided not to really play it very much. Like maybe 3 days, and then I'll just watch the game and try to replace it with more offline. That's why I've been reaching out to people in Texas to see if I can get more offline sessions going, because I just don't want to play online. Like I don't feel like I can play the game that how I want to, and when I go offline, it's just completely different.
Yeah, honestly, that's the way to go. Even Gamble, he's been offline the entire time until yesterday. So, like, now I look at that, I was like, that's crazy, but now I look at that, I'm like, that was smart, man. It's like, I should have just fucking chilled and just played with Saul all the time here.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
But,
and so, I mean, I at least get 1 day offline, because Wednesdays is, as long as I can get there and get back, Wednesdays is free casuals at the arcade. So.
Oh, sick. Actually, what is your local arcade, if you don't mind me asking?
It's called Otaku Cafe. It's a anime shop and it's an arcade. It's free for Wednesdays.
Damn, okay. Hell yeah.
And we can go anytime we want, so it's not like restrictive compared to all the other venues. I've been in Seattle. I literally talked to one of the people that works there, and she says that if we wanted to come in for 2 or 3 hours to like host a small session, it'd be like $7 a person, which still isn't bad considering that. I still think it's pretty good considering the fact that she's like, yeah, any day that we're open, you can come and play.
Damn, still that's tight. Okay, Otaku. The Otaku folks, man. Shout outs to them, honestly. Like, we're lucky with our local arcade in Aki, and Brandon doesn't care, you know. Like, the only time that he'll charge venue fee is if there's like a monthly or something like that. But you just bring a console, and you know, people generally are drinking anyways. Like, I think he's pretty happy with the setup. We're blessed. We got lucky. We got mad lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping to try to get back to Texas. Like, speaking about Texas, has complete off subject of this talk that we're going on right now. Like, what's going in the water in Texas? Like, everyone's moving there. A lot of strong players are moving to Texas, right? We got Monty, we got Joe Crush, we got is Cuddlecore moving to Texas?
Carl's in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, but she moved here, yeah.
Okay. There and that's three killers right there. Like, I'm like, shoot, Texas might be the new breeding ground. I'm just saying. For Tekken players. I'm just saying.
It's possible. I mean, in my case, I came down here just because I thought it was going to be cheaper and a better life decision, but I found out the hard way that the rent basically went up, and the same thing happened in Washington that's happening here. So.
Oh no. Well, poop.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm out in little old Iowa. We got 4 or 5 folks that I can play with. There, it's a Dragunov main. Speaking. We'll chit chat later. Yeah. It's not very fun. I lived in Houston for a while. There, question. I did live in Houston for a little bit. But yeah, like, I'm hoping Tekken 8 will bring the resurgence of more tournaments, and not just like CEO and Combo Breaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss knowing, like, oh, there's a big, like, major regional every month that streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It stinks. And I mean, I'm from the 09 era, so I'm used to having a major almost every month or every 2 months. And now it's like, oh hey, we get Combo Breaker in May, and we get CEO in June, and then we get Evo in July. Like, literally, like, it's April, May, June, July, maybe August if we get lucky, and that's literally the entire string of fighting games. Not even Tekken, but just that's the FGC months, or FGC 4 months. Mm-hmm. When years ago we were like, hey, there's a tournament and there's like Civil War out in Tennessee. There's I wish NLBC was back. That'd be nice, but that's not there anymore. And we had SCR, NCR, we had all these fun things, and it's just really kind of sad. Gamers 8 is that's true. That is true. Gamers 8 in the Esports World Cup this year. That is very true, MG.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, like, running tournaments is fucked up, dude. Like, it's like,
oh yeah, no, I'm not.
No, I understand. Yeah. Like, I understand your point. Yeah, it would be nice, as we did lose ICFC, and I guess Tampa Never Sleeps is sort of the replacement, and a lot of online has taken kind of the forefront of a lot of the stuff. It's just gonna be a while. I feel like year 2, or we'll see a lot more like stuff, just to. I think people are seeing how the game is gonna do, as well as fighting games as a whole is kind of niche, and ironically they're kind of expensive. They take a lot of fucking money, like as a player or as a TO. And now that it's in the PS5 era, and like now you need, like, for Street Fighter needs 120 hertz monitors and all this shit. Like, we were trying to run a new local called Stay Fresh here, and I kind of had to step away from it because I was like, I need to get some shit done instead. And I'm only now realizing, I'm like, wow, this next generation, it's Tekken 7 was pretty cheap to run. I mean, you just like Street Fighter 5. All those games, you just had a couple of PS4s and they all use the same thing and you're good to go. But now, some use PS5, some use PS4, some need more high refresh rate things. You need new capture cards to even handle that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a fucking pickle, man. It's a lot of shit to do, and I'm pretty sure that's the even Jabali was talking about how like it's like he is like thanking the gods if he breaks even for CEO. Like it's that rough,
Yeah, and I mean, ever since COVID era 2 and 7, right? Like registration and all that type of stuff has gone up, like way up.
Oh yeah,
and that's something that I didn't really understand why. Go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
No, well, I'm actually gonna go and figure out how. Okay, right now for Evo, it's about $250 for just the badge itself.
Yep.
199 for the 3-day event, 17 for the Vegas, and then President Beast. So it's 225 plus the games. So let's say you do 2 games, right? Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 3 for some dumb reason. That's 260 easy, just for the ticket itself. Then you got to get the hotel and the flight, and these folks are flying from far away to get to Las Vegas for 3 days. I mean, it's getting to a point where how we've always been the poverty state of the FGC. We can't be that no more. We got to make money, and Sony's wanting to make money, so might as well. Shoot. I mean, I can remember 10 years ago when I went to Evo in 2013. It was $70.
Yep.
wow.
$70 for all 3 days, all the panels, everything. It was wonderful.
It's a better time for sure. Like I mean,
Better time.
it's something I talk to people about, or that I mean, I guess I just express overall is that I think it's crazy how much money people are spending for this, and just like $70 and that's what was it, right? Like you look at. Like I've actually seen it when I've registered for tournaments where you don't even have early bird anymore. They're just like regular,
exactly.
and it's like, wow, we are already being charged 10 or 20 more bucks, and it's like, it's not the fact of like, oh, it's a little at 10 extra bucks, that's whatever, right? It's the principle that like you're not. There's some tournaments that are literally just not even giving early bird. And even if you do go registration, you still feel like you're getting fucked.
Exactly. And so like for instance, if I go to Palm over at the 2024, I'll go there right now. I'll go to how much they have to pay. So I'm gonna register. Blah 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 blah. Register. Give me 1 second, boys.
Yep.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it's $120. It's $129 for the competitor standard registration, and then it's $120 plus $6 for the village of Scanberg tax, and then another $4 for the Cook County tax. What the hell?
Wow.
Like, yeah.
That's crazy.
So,
And
yep.
let's be real here. Like, this isn't just the FGC. Like,
No.
inflation is at a crazy all-time
yeah.
high.
Oh yeah.
I was just like listening. Like, they might. The interest rates are crazy high right now. We don't know what the fuck is gonna happen in the next while. The dollar is shit. The whole world is shitty. Like, as far as inflation is concerned, to be honest. I mean, shit. Like, a Big Mac meal is like, it's like $12, $11 here.
Jesus.
Yeah, for a regular. You don't have to get the large even. So it's just like, damn, it just sucks. What can you do?
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But we gotta we gotta get our buttons in and make money, I guess.
Yep.
I remember back when you could get a whole meal for $7. Hey, you can still get 4 for $4 for Wendy's. Oh yeah. Do a 4 for $4
Yeah. I just really hope that they fix the game, man. I think it has a lot of problems, and I will say a hot take and won't be afraid of criticism. I honestly would have been better just playing RPGs for 2 more years and let 7 still be the main game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's that bad right now. And, you know, and people say, like, oh, it's vanilla Tekken and stuff like that. And it's like, yes, but it's also like, you know, a friend of mine made a really good, valid point. Should you give them a pass of saying it's vanilla Tekken when they're charging you on top of $100+ you paid?
That's
You know,
very true.
like you're being monetized this game because Namco broke their bank, you know, and all sort of type of stuff. And regardless if it's who's pushing the agenda, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I already paid $70. Why am I paying this much more for a game that's not finished in reality? Like, I mean, I think the game is really fun offline, and I at least enjoy it. But the fact that I can only enjoy it offline, and also the fact that there's still all these problems and multitude, like, I mean, I'm sure you guys saw maybe on Heat Speak where Arslan was saying that, hey, you're playing a casino game. You're just playing the casino. You're hoping you win big. You don't win big, you get 50-50 and you lose in the tournament. Like, you know, just as like an example, like that's what the game is right now. And it's just like the fact that the game is being treated as that, you know, it's like, and like, let's make a comparison, right? Like, let's not just compare this to Tekken 7. Let's look at Tekken 7, right? Tekken 7, you had 50-50s, but what was it that 7 has that 8 doesn't feel like it has? It had so much more counterplay. The 50-50s that people would say you had to take all these 50-50s, they were like, take a grounded hit or take a hell sweep if you tech. It's like, okay, I'll take fucking 15 damage on the ground, whatever. And then the 50-50s like alleviated. It's like, okay, this is a whatever 50-50. But now it's like, I'm +7, I've got a hell sweep, and I've got a mid that launches on regular hit. If you swing, you're gonna get destroyed. If you don't swing, I'm gonna bully you with more plus frames, because I also have plus frames on block. You know, and that's what the game really feels like right now. And so I will even go as far as say I don't think that we should be playing in a tournament.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I played in one tournament, and I didn't even do that bad. I got 5th, and I was like, I know it's not the case. Like, I don't need to play this game anymore. What were you saying, Toonie? Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, I just the same. The last one I completed in Convenient was Winter Showdown. That was my first and last tournament.
Yeah, it's you're not being controversial at all. I 100% agree. This game is not ready for tournaments. And there's some like weird charlatans on Twitter that are like, well, people are still fucking enjoying it. It's just like, it's not the point. It's like you know, it's about, I think it's just value proposition it boils down to. If Tekken was a $20 game and it had these problems, hell yeah, I'd play this game. You know, like, you know, and if it didn't matter, but like the fact that this is AAA as fuck, and we're kind of like, you know, we've paid a lot of money, we're putting a lot of faith into it, and we have to inherently put a lot of time just to be able to play the game on a normal level. It's just a slap in the face to have to deal with these sort of issues. You know, you're right about the RPG thing, dude. I'm gonna start playing Ring Fit. Like, you know, I'm gonna start playing like other random shit like that. Fuck it, you know, it's the time.
Yes, that's what I've started doing, you know, like that's really what I started using my time for. Is I was like, you know, and it's not like I said, like, you know, I enjoy Tekken offline, but it's also the fact that there's so many good games coming out, right? Like, I mean, not to like get into this topic of the Sex Cells game, but I mean, Stellar Blade's coming out, and I actually just want to play it because that game looks great and looks really fun. I've played the demo. That comes out the end of the year. I'll be at Texas Showdown, but after I get home, I'm gonna try and beat it before surgery. And whatnot, and you know, and also Final Fantasy 16 DLC Rising Tide's finally coming out. That comes out on the 18th.
And
so it's like there's
and also, Manji, we got Dawntrail.
Oh yes, sir. You were right. Yep, June. Yeah. So it's just like, you know, like Tekken's got to step it up, or I think that you're going to start losing a lot more fans to RPGs and stuff like that, and just better games to play. Because even if you like, well, I think Tekken's okay and I enjoy it like 20% of the time, it's like, would you take that 20%, or will you take it where you can just play an RPG and just, you know, play raids and do all that type of fun stuff, or the MMORPG in this case, you know? But you know, like that's what I did for so long.
I'm even playing Marvel. I'm playing Marvel Snap, bro. Yo, get on my level. Freaking go.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's just one of those types of things. There's just so much more fun stuff to do.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
because do we really want to lab 45 different characters and then everything gets messed up and then we have to lab it again? That's
Yeah,
not
it-
very fun.
Yeah, I think that's what some people have been saying too. It doesn't even feel like labbing is worthwhile. Like it'll be
Nope.
worthwhile now, but then it's just like the game might get flipped on its head in the next week. Like I mean, that you could think of this like this is Fated Retribution of Tekken 7, and we're about to go into
Yeah.
the actual regular Tekken 7, and people remember how different that was.
Yep.
That is a very true fact. That is very true.
You know.
Yeah.
We're in the Fated Retribution Tekken.
And it sucks too, cause like this game is like obviously like it captures the casual audience really well, but my friends that I've been my close friends that I've been getting into this game, they got it and they played Tekken 7, but it was hard for them to get into because they realized they had to put a lot of time into the game and stuff like that, and like that's like time they're not really willing to dedicate, and also the tools like you know the way that you find help and stuff like that, like through like YouTube or like Google doc forums and stuff like that, and like just tech from other people as well. Like that was like very awkward to him. Like he's usually used to like the game, like usually telling him what to do, and like this game does all of that like perfectly. Like it did some. Like it's got the replay system. It's got the fucking ghost. Whether that works like super well or not, or plus the YouTube, plus the Twitch, plus the like they got, and like they give you like tips and stuff like that in the replays. Like they give you so much to work with in this game, and my friends, they love it right now. Like they've never, like I remember in Tekken 7 they couldn't make it past or they could barely make it past the yellow ranks, and now they're in the purple ranks now because they love the game that much now. Like sick. Like this is cool. I like seeing that, you know, but like
Yeah, me too.
you know, at the same time this game is going through some very big problems at a higher level, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think that it's possible, and I mean no shade and nothing. It's just it's harder to see that when you're just playing the game for fun, especially at a certain level, right? But I think that a lot of people are looking at this and they're like, "There's not as many problems. I don't think it's as bad as this. I don't think." And it's like you might not be seeing what other people are seeing because there is a lot of different things that are being impacted that impact the higher echelon of play. And you mean even if you look close enough, it might even just be overall, to be honest. Like you know, like casuals and new players probably aren't going to care about their inputs being eaten because they're probably going to come to some other conclusion. But as soon as you start talking about someone who's just a tournament player, and not even like a high level tournament player, that's when problems are going to start arising. Because people want their inputs. People want to be able to feel like that. The other thing also that I found out about this game is that I watched Gelatin's new video. Gelatin said that they changed it to where inputs don't get registered before the round at all. So your round starts, a coin flip. Better beat the next guy.
Oh, you got to be frame perfect now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's
So,
crazy.
shit, man. Like, okay. On some level, okay, good. But on another level, it's like silently doing that is crazy. You know? It's like, unless that dude made that video, we'd still be like, why the fuck is my down forward 2 being beaten by, you know, a delayed, well, not a delayed hop kick, but, you know, something like that, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's not. It's really just the first one that gets to the punch. Like honestly, like it's like I've been beaten by moves that are 2 or 3 frames slower, and I swear I did it at the most immediate frame possible. And I'm just, you know. And the reason why I think I looked into this is because someone mentioned it because one of the Korean players, I think it was Mayoel, or someone else, was like, "Why did this beat me when I clearly did this?" And then someone explained that they don't have inputs that are being read at all, and I think that's crazy. Like, why wouldn't you have inputs being read that, like, just on paper, thinking about it, I feel like that causes a lot of problems.
Yes.
No.
So either it's like you stand there at the beginning and not do anything, backdash, or stand there. That's literally
you have
what it
to
is.
backdash. Like if you want a reliable option, you have to backdash. Or play the 50-50 casino. Like for frame 1, you know?
But then as soon as people see you backdashing, 50-50 time. Right?
Exactly. See that?
Because you use your turn to do that. So it's just like It's crazy, man. But I won't. But I will say though, I don't want to make it sound like all doom and gloom to completely. Like they have done some good things. It's just that the things that they are going in the direction of, for whatever reason, just feel so abominable.
Yeah.
It's just like, why are you adding all of these things when Tekken didn't have this? You know, it's like, why did anyone think that round start needed to be adjusted? Why did you think that you needed to, you know? And I also don't like the fact that it's being addressed in such a slow manner. You know, like we got that hot fix and it took like a week and a half to get it.
Yeah.
Like, why did it take so long to get the hot fix?
I actually will speak to that, and I think it's just a fundamental corporate problem. Because let's be real here, devs, they usually what they do is they will undercommit to tickets, right? So like they're like, just like if you're in corporate, devs don't work that hard. I'll just be frank, right? They will put shit off to the last minute, and like, you know, they'll only take like a certain amount of scope. I don't know if the culture is like that in Japan. I think that from what I've gathered, they're a lot more harder working, but I also know that Japanese devs fucking suck. And that's just sort of like a reputation out of all this. Actually, Manji, you're a 14 player. You know how long it was fucked up, and it had to take like an entire overhaul to make that game like playable. Yeah, you're an OG.
Yeah, I heard about that. I wasn't OG, but I do remember what the game looked like when it started. I still really liked it, but I do remember what it looked like, and the transition that it went through to make it that good is pretty insane.
It was crazy.
Yeah, like it's insane how different that game has become now. But before, like it was really simple combat, and it was very slow combat. Like it did not feel anything like how it feels now.
Yeah. And so like they had to redo the whole thing. But like, you know, it's like they don't have the greatest reputation. Let's be real here. Like as a country. Now whether Bandai got lucky or not, like there's so many things. Like for example, the netcode was written by a contractor, and his contract finished in March. So it's like, you know, you can already tell that that's like a problem. Contractor code is notoriously known to be bad because it's like, he doesn't have to give a shit, man. He's like, fuck yeah, man, I made
He's getting paid He's getting paid anyway.
Yeah, he made his bag and he's fucking gone, and now some other person has to deal with it. So it's gonna be like at least a couple of months before they have someone else that has to learn it and understand it, or if they were, you know, like smart and like made sure that, you know, their local guys were with them in tandem. Like, we don't know what they're doing. So really, I think a lot of this boils down to corporate. And like, it, of course, it, like he was saying $480,000 for a stage. That is an entirely corporate problem. There are stage modders that will, you know, replace the assets for way less, you know?
Yeah, I can see that for sure. And like I said, there's some good things. Like practice mode's better, replay feature is amazing.
Yes.
Actually, the fact that the Ghost feels like the Ghost, in my opinion, because I'm someone who likes to use the offline features to train, especially now. It's very nice to feel like I could train probably with my Ghost one-on-one and probably just learn muscle memory that way, or just playing the Ghost that they created overall. You know, like it just feels like I can train. Like I train against specific things for specific Ghosts. You know, there's just a lot of like accessibility and versatility now when it comes to the offline and training. Because I think that it's a really good idea. Some people may see that you have to play a real opponent, but the point that I want to get across to anyone here is just that you're using these modes to get muscle memory. You want muscle memory to take over, so then your brain doesn't have to think about punishing.
Yep.
And so it doesn't really complicate the process of punishing or ducking strings anymore because you've done the training for it. So some people are like, oh, well, I need to fight a real player. It's like, you may think that, but when you start getting going and you start seeing the process actually work, it doesn't feel like that at all. Like I've seen myself like feel the sensation of being literally like my brain just goes on autopilot and punishes something because I've trained it in my brain so hard.
Yeah, no, people would talk shit about Treasure Battle. That was the use case of Treasure Battle in Tekken 7. You picked up a new character, you want to like get used to just like off-the-cuff wall situations for your combos, or like you said, the strings. Like, it was great, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's way better.
It's just all about having that perspective of trying stuff new and seeing it through, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like honestly, like yeah, it's not as engaging as obviously playing a human, but you know, it's tight. You can kind of chillax, lay in bed, and do that shit too.
Yeah.
And David will tell you, I think I'm the one who told him about it, where I was doing that for like hours a day. Like I think I remember telling him in a chat one day that I do this to train for majors.
Yep. No, it's a big deal, and he's right. Like it's actually like, yeah, and even saying locally, our one of our players here, he would tell us like, yeah, he just like learned to duck strings and stuff like that, and he would do it in the same way too, and you know, wait for a long time before online was even an option. I'll be honest. I jumped into ranked immediately. I like learned a combo with Kazuya and I was like, all right, fuck it, Tekken 8, right? Let's go. And I did not stop from there, but you know.
Yeah.
Now in hindsight, I'm gonna fuck your ghost up, Toonie, Saul says.
That's fine. He's been fucked up enough.
Nice.
But I like having conversations like this with people that, you know, can be, you know, reasonable and try to be open to the idea of where people are coming from. Because there's a lot of people that just won't hear what you're saying because it sounds like you're the crazy man on the island.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're an old man that yells at trees, aka.
Yeah. Trust me, that's what a lot of people think about me. I already know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm okay with that, dude. I love living in the minority, not the majority.
Yeah, it's I think there's a lot of people too that are just sort of loud for the sake of being loud. You know, they want to be a part of something, and they're just like, you know, you'll be like, why do you believe what you believe? And they won't be able to tell you. You see that shit in like politics all the time, right? Like, fuck this guy, and then it's like, what's the policy that you're against? And like, I don't know, he's just an asshole, right, or whatever, right? You know, and it's the same in any other context, really, including Tekken.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, same. I'm happy to. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm glad that someone else, like, totally independently came up with the same conclusions, really. It's just, God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
Because,
sure.
Everyone's calling me a bitch. They're like, play the fucking game. I'm like, no, I'd rather literally play gacha games, you know?
Nah, there's, I think, a lot of people that are going through that, even on the higher scale of things. I mean, like, people reference Ares as someone who was playing the game for a while. What happened to him? He's not playing it anymore. You know? Regardless if he's known for other things, like, I mean, one of the main things he started on was Tekken, right?
Yep.
And the fact that he's gone within a month or so is like, you know, it speaks volumes. Or the fact that Steam reviews are mixed now instead of going really good.
Yeah,
You
the
know?
honeymoon phase is over.
Yeah,
Yep, and you are definitely seeing the backlash of the things that they implemented.
Yeah. And to be fair, on the Eris side, he also hates the Tekken community, which I agree. I hate them too now. I've like slowly, I've lost all faith. They can all go to hell. You know, like it's.
I've never seen so much bitching on Twitter.
Oh yeah, people
Like-
just complain all the time.
Like I thought, like I thought other games were bad, like Smash and shit like that. But like they are, like the Smash
Pretty wild.
They're pretty calm compared to us right now. But I mean, they don't have anything to complain about anymore because their game's like updated anymore. But like at the same time, I'm like, bro, like you guys are making Smashers look better than us.
Yeah.
That
We're all
is
more
true.
grown people. You know, like the Tekken community is mostly a grown people like community and shit. Like we have mostly grown people, and we're just bitching like a bunch of babies. It's
We're
crazy,
complaining.
dude.
And
Complaining.
you notice that like the main people, even if they're have some problems, like I know Joey did like a discussion though, right? Like it wasn't like fuck this and fuck that. It was like, hey, let's have a discussion. This is what I think they should change, and people just started talking about it in a better like light, you know. But you also notice that many pros aren't going on there and being like, dude, fuck this game and stuff like this. Like even I was one of those. I was even someone who went on Twitter and was like, what are people doing to try and get around the new system and stuff like that? Because I was looking for answers and stuff like that instead of just causing problems and stuff like that.
Yep. and then you're the old man yelling at the sky. Because of that, you know. It's really weird. Like I don't know. Soon our fucking tournaments are gonna smell worse than Smash tournaments. You know, who knows? I don't know where this fucking trajectory is. It's gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah, Manji, what do you think about Speed Kick's take on this game compared to Tekken 7, where he said he prefers the brainless offense over the brainless defense? Like,
I don't want to get super deep into it, but I mean, I think I would say that I agree with like Joey's take that, you know, even if people rallied around the idea that Kunimitsu was brain dead because she could just backdash and whiff punish all day, it still took skill, discipline, and being able to be that patient. You know, like, you can't discredit Arslan for all the stuff that he did, because, I mean, it was pointed out to me that that's basically what he did, right? He just he just basically just said all this stuff in front of Arslan, and Arslan's just like, what?
Right.
Like, what do you mean, man? This is how I won tournaments, and like, it wasn't easy. I'm sure that's part of like what Arslan was thinking, right? But I don't want to assume or give that that implication. But you know, I'm sure that's a lot of what he was thinking. And when Speed was like, when Joey like spoke up and said what he said, I was like, oh yeah, dude, I agree with you for sure.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know where that comes from, where he was saying that type of stuff, but I saw you guys were talking about it briefly when I had jumped in, and I was like, this take. I was like, it is, in some cases, it's interesting to me, because I'm like wondering how someone can get to that type of opinion, and that's not to throw shade, that's just the way I'm just being curious about it. But the brainless defense thing was like, I think that people like to, they see something enough, and there's someone that is of a big influence, and once the big influence comes through and says something, people just herd around him like sheep.
Yeah, 100%.
I do think that like Speed Kicks did, like, I think Speed Kicks has just kind of always been at that level now, you know, like even in Tekken 7, where his defense was just so not just naturally good, but like, or like it is natural, like, right? But like, he's worked hard for his defense, right? But like, he probably did that throughout like the past Tekken games that he competed in, and then now we're like, he was in Tekken 7, and like, he's already at a point where like his defense is already naturally good, you know, because of the other games of like, and how much he worked on his defense, that it's like muscle memory to him right now, right? So like, he's kind of like tired. He's probably tired of seeing it, and like, he just wants something new to happen, so that's why he probably prefers the brainless offense over it, or like, you know, like his take on it. But I think he probably worded it wrong, saying that defense is brainless. I don't know.
Well,
I just don't think that
no one's thinking you're putting shade out there. Let's just be clear. You're being very
no.
like normal about it. He just wrote that in the chat, that's why I was saying.
Oh.
People get really offended when I throw opinions around, and I'm trying to be better about wording them better.
I've heard people like, you know, agree. I've heard people agree with Speed Kicks, and like, I'm like very interested about their takes on like why they agree with them. But I was just wondering like what your take is, because I mean, you're already a pretty intelligent guy, and like, you see things differently than a lot of other people see things too. In certain parts and stuff, so I was just really curious about your answer.
Yeah, I mean, even when this game was new and it seemed like certain characters were strong, right? Like, I'm just someone who's very like, I'll believe it when I see it type of person. Like when it came to characters like Victor being strong, or, you know, people saying Lily's top 10 or stuff like that, it just feels like the game is so new that it's really hard to go based on those things this early. And I try to come from it with an open perspective of things, but you know, there's just certain things that I just don't quite understand where people are thinking, you know, and I think that it feels frowned upon in this community when you think for yourself and you don't think with the majority.
Yes.
Right.
Which is, I think,
it's like,
case
well,
right
the
now.
it's like the entire Twitch chat is saying you're wrong. And I'm like, does that mean that I'm wrong? Like, I mean, I don't necessarily know if that's what that means, you know, like you know, but they're like, well, this is 1,000 versus you, and it's like, well, I don't know you guys.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. So one thing, Goishin said something. He said, I tend to ignore the quote-unquote retired. and which is kind of funny. But I will say there is some irony to what Speed Kicks is saying about brainless defense, because I know me and Saul were talking about this the other day, and it was like even JDCR was like, Speed Kicks is really good, but why does he always be backdashing? And that was always his comment on him and his gameplay. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you know, this, not all takes are well thought, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe he just threw that on the side. Maybe he is thinking. He did actually explain it. I did watch that podcast. Now I'm actually kind of remembering what he was saying. He was like, it's easier to just hold back, like, rather, something to this effect, not the exact words, but rather than like pick a specific opening and like doing your attack or whatever, right? Which I guess, but like, I don't know. It just seems whatever. I'll just say I disagree, you know.
People,
Yeah.
I mean, there have been a couple different people that have said that they feel that, like, oh, defense is easier than people make it out to be, and people are not aware or being mindful of the fact that you have, like, you know, Joey said about speed, right? You've been at this level for a very long time, so the way it translates to me is like you're kind of numb to the idea of playing defense because you already have it down packed, right? Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, and if you're not being mindful of your own thought process in those scenarios, then it's like, of course you're going to think defense is brainless because you've been doing it for 7 years.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say brainless
just
take? I mean, like, I'm sorry. I'm just throwing shit out there just to be stupid. Yeah.
It's all good. You know? But I mean, I can understand why people can get like this, though, if you're not someone who's trying to actively be mindful of your own mind, you know? Because it's hard. But it's one thing that's really important, especially with having takes. This isn't something I had put 2 and 2 together on until, honestly, right now, that it can even impact your takes and the way you view things in this specific scenario.
Yeah, it's true. It's having a holistic approach to it. Yeah, context is everything, right? Like, people will say Kazuya, for example, is like pretty brainless because you can just hell sweep your way to victory at the lower levels. Because yeah, it's true, people won't block your hell sweep that much, right? But as you get like in the higher levels, like, you know, it becomes like, oh damn, okay, I gotta like really focus now, right?
Yeah.
So context is everything, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Well, yeah. Well, where do you guys want to take it from there? I mean, that was a really, really good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you like randomly decided to hop in. I'm like, I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, maybe we should make it more open forum. Like,
yeah, I mean,
if we know more.
especially if you guys. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Especially if you guys are interested in hearing like other people's opinions of how they view things and stuff like that, right? Like, it's just the way. I just was really interested in the sidestep conversation because I think that this is something that people are just not.
Oh, did we lose him?
What? Can you hear me?
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought now.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think people weren't hip to the idea that, you know, sidestepping, because for a long time people were like, bro, sidestepping's so good now, and I stopped saying stuff and chiming in and telling people that I think that this is an illusion being painted, and the illusion is coming to light that I thought it was, because it's just like that's how people were early on about it in the start of the game, is people weren't really exploring too much. They were just like, I can move freely, and it was just like, yeah, but no one knows options yet. You know, there's a lot of different variables to do, and that's something I tell myself. I'm a variables man. I'm someone who wants to break those apart and then see things for what they are. And if they still line up that way, that the sidestep's good, that's awesome. But if not, then that's where they had to be realistic about it
Yeah,
instead of living their illusion.
exactly. I even predict. Okay, just to suck my own dick a little bit here, right? It was during the beta or whenever the first opportunity, either the like one of those network tests. I had finally gotten a key, and it was thanks to one agent. Again, shout out to him. But even during then, I was like, sidestep feels like shit because everything feels like it tracks. And that was in 4 hours of playing the game, right? And now, it's really the fucking case, right? Oh, God, I feel so validated, even though that, like, I could have been lucky as fuck for me saying that, and it happened to be, like, true. But,
yeah, I was saying that, I was saying to a couple friends or people that I was talking to, that the more that the game develops, the more people are going to find their options to lock you down, and it's just going to become more apparent that sidestep just needs, that you either need to make it to where people don't feel like they're locked down so often, or you need to buff the movement itself. That way where +7 doesn't mean lockdown.
Yeah.
Just do something like that. Like the 50-50s, I think this shouldn't be a casino game. Like it's okay that I think it's fine that aggression is the way it is and it's better than defense. But I don't think that it needs to be to this tremendous extent.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah, 100%. Damn. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Like, it just felt like me and Saul were these assholes just sitting in my basement, like, being curmudgeons. And no, it's... Other people feel this way. It's great.
No.
I'm so happy.
You're not a curmudgeon, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like what we talked about, right? You have so many people that live in the majority and live through other people. They don't live in their own minds. Like my opinion gets shaped and sometimes changed by friends and stuff like that. But there are definitely stuff there that I'm just like, I'm creating my own opinion and I stick with it, and whatever else. And it's based off, data experience, all that type of stuff. Some people are just like, they're just like, oh my God, this guy thinks that this character's top 2. So why wouldn't I think that? Mm-hmm. Like they've played tournaments and they're winning tournaments. And it's just like, it's important to understand that just because someone's winning tournaments and might even be one of the best people and even better than the person, like if I were to compare some of Nee's opinions or something to myself, Nee's obviously better, but that does not mean that he is the messiah of Tekken for opinions. Like I shouldn't just take everything and be like he's right about everything.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, people don't think for themselves. People are either on Andrew Tate's side or fucking Hillary Clinton's side or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? It doesn't matter. People don't do that anymore. Now they just pick. Now people are like, I'm on Team Speed Kick, so I believe in brainless defense, or like I'm on Team FDX, and I'm happy with the game, and hoping for the better future or something like that. They'll just take the take that they like the most, and the person that speaks it, I guess, at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yep. It is what it is.
Yeah. It is, yeah. I do it too. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do it too. Sometimes.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
For sure. It's just about being aware of like when when are you living in the majority more than you want to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because no, I don't want to give the implying that living in the majority is bad. It's just that. I think that there's a lot of scenarios where people are just not thinking from all sides. And that's not to say someone's got a higher opinion and it's better than anyone else's. It's just to say that there's a lot of things people aren't thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. People are human. They're prone to error, no matter how great they are at the game or whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's important to remember that, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man. This is a really, really good. This is a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, is that the cue, homie, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, we've gone for almost 2.5 hours so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the longest one outside of the Isaac one. Isaac did not want to stop talking. He was like, "All right, guys, I want to keep going." And then after the stream, he's like, "Let me join VC, man. Let's keep going. Go on here playing ranked." Yeah, but no, this is a really good one. I'm actually really happy we sort of just like didn't fly by night more.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start doing that rather than just being like, "Oh, okay, we need a plan with someone." Because honestly, it's a bit difficult to align everyone's schedules. It's just, you know, like we'll make sure that everyone has something different going on in the Monday, every other Monday. So
Yeah, I mean, like, I would love to just kind of like do these and stuff like this as long as I'm consistent and not being asleep all day.
yeah, shit.
I was asleep basically all day, so.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm more than happy to have you, and like anyone else that's down and not gonna just like drop an N-bomb on the fucking stream or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's but, you know, I do want to say that I do think that they're doing some good things, and I do hope that I do want the game to just be better. Like, I don't necessarily want it to be shaped back to Tekken 7, but I think that certain things should go back to 7, certain aspects, you know. But I think that, you know, they are doing good things. It's just that you got to make some major tweaks, I think. So we'll see what happens. The May patch could be interesting, could be worse. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
But apparently the update's out, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Time to laugh.
Hell yeah. Lab stuff.
All right. Well, you want to
That's,
give the closing remarks, Tooney?
Me? Oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we can. I can do it. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Jumanji, thank you for coming in, man. I'm happy to have you on again, man. Always a pleasure. This was a very productive podcast stream. Loved it. This was Blackest Sonic Chronicles episode 26, guys. Yay. We're heading towards the 30s, okay.
30s, big money.
Fuck you, my guy. I can still see you.
Yeah.
And also, if you guys haven't already, go check out our other Twitch channel, for the main podcast group, Blackest Sonic Chronicles. David is multi-streaming that to that channel right now as we speak. So, it's at Blackest Sonic Chronicles. Also go check out our Twitter, Blackest Sonic Chronicles C, or Blackest Sonic C, sorry. And then our YouTube, where we post the VODs. If you missed out on our last VODs or podcast and you're very curious to what we talked about on those ones, yeah, go hit up our YouTube channel at Blackest Sonic Chronicles once again. And yeah, we'll keep looking for more guests to hop on, but otherwise, yeah, we might do this open format again. I like it.
I like it.
So, on that note, appreciate you guys for tuning in. David, Mark, Jumanji. Thank you guys once again. I'll catch y'all later.
Yep. Thanks for having me, guys.
Peace, guys.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Later.
Yeah.